Hey guys, how you doing? This is Kevin here. Just going to kind of give a quick overview of my experience for trying to build a nice do-it-yourself table. It's a table that has the removable top pieces with like built-in coolers. So just by looking at some designs online, I went out to the store, basically went out to Home Depot, figured what I could buy for some of these things, and oops. Alright, so for starters, I went to Home Depot and I just went into the flower section and I just got two of these basically flower potters. These are going to be the initial coolers where you'll remove the top and you can put condiments in here, beer, whatever, drinks, throw some ice in here. It'll be nice too because then it'll be nice and covered with the wood. So I did initially draw up some plans. You got to be just a rough sketch of everything. You can figure out what you actually need. I laid it out to, what my designs are here, how much of each type of wood I'll need. And so yeah, I went to Home Depot. I even measured out how many extra pieces I should have, just so you know where you can use them and where you'll need to buy more wood. So then I went to Home Depot, got a bunch of wood. I ended up buying 4 2x8s. That's going to be the whole tabletop. This table will be about 60 inches long or so. It kind of depends after you build one of these. I'll show you that in a second. So you got 4 2x8s, then I got 2 4x4s, and then I also bought 4 2x4s, and I'm thinking I might need a 5th, and since they're only $2, I guess it doesn't really matter. Alright, so you're going to want to start with building basically the bottom of the table. This is going to be what holds up your bucket supports here. This is going to be the actual support of all your table, and then the table will run long ways this way, so I got to build 2 of these. So I'll kind of show you how I go about building that. And then on top of that, I just found some scrap wood in my garage. These are little pine things. I don't know what they're like. I think they're called pine 2x4s, but they're actually quite small. It's only about not even an inch and a half, inch and a quarter maybe. And this is used to make the inner bucket holder piece, and I'll show you how to do that just so that you can ensure that your bucket is flush and will not come above the table. So I'll show you how to build that as well. So let's get started. Hey, and so what's also nice about this design too is I'm going to show you how to do it. All the wood and pieces cost a total, I think it was $82 or something. I got some nice outdoor screws. These are, I believe, stainless steel, 2.5 inch. They do have the star head. You can use whatever kind of screws you want or you're comfortable with. So we'll try these. And what's nice is I've seen some people make this table online as well, and they've also cut some very intricate holes, some countersinks. I'm going to try to do it without all of that and still not have any screws showing on the top of the table. That is the goal. So we'll see how that goes. The hardest part is going to be the actual legs. That's the 4x4s. So we get started on that too. Okay, so you can see we built the frame for this. This is where the bucket's going to sit. So now, as this is what's going to hold it up and support it, that actually fit pretty nicely. Now we can actually cut the 2x4s to make it look like this one. We'll make sure it fits on the grid. And then I measured these out to be the perfect length of what I wanted the width of the table to be, plus an extra 2x4, and then I wanted a 1-inch border. I will show you that towards the end. So let's move on. So that frame we just built is what's going to allow this to sink in here, so that this actual flower pot or whatever you use here, cooler we'll call it, doesn't pop above the table. Otherwise, if you fail to use this design here, it's gonna kind of ruin it. It won't work. So this piece is pretty necessary for what we just built. Let's get the next border part built. Okay, so this last part, we got this inner frame in, and you can see we sank it a little bit just so that this bucket will now fit in here, and when it's in, it will remain perfectly flush so that the table can sit perfectly flat on top of it without any bumps or anything. So that's good, fit in nicely. Right here is what the bottom of the table is going to look like before we start attaching the top 2x8s. And so the only part that you got to design this table around is the distance between here is going to, I want half of a board to sit running this direction. So this will be 7.5 inches to the center of here. If I add 3 inches, it'll be 10.5 inches from outside end here to outside end here. And that's what we're designing the whole thing around. Alright, so here's the final stages of, this is what the bottom of the table looks like, how I connected the frame to the entire top of the table. You can see you got the two planters here. You got your basic space here, and I didn't want any screws on the showing on the actual top side, so you could see every single screw. Like these, I went in on angles here. This one I attached to this board here. How I attach these frames here, I actually angled down, so you just drill in at an angle until it hits the tabletop board there. So that's actually how I did every single screw, so there's nothing showing from the top side. So you can see what the entire frame looks like. And you'll notice, let's see, this corner here. So you left a nice 1 inch gap here, 1/2 inch gap here around the edge, just so there's a nice looking border for when I stained it as well. In this piece you don't also need, my umbrella hole wasn't big enough, so that was the only way I could drill it bigger, was by adding another board. It can provide some support, it might not. Alright, so here I actually have the finished product of this table. I've added a little bottle opener to it, but as you can see, it's nice and stained now. So yeah, you got a little, I put the opener here for these little coolers here. I only put it on one side, you don't need two, so I suggest just putting it in the middle. This is after the full-blown winter of this table, so you can see how it weathers in winter. I had to cut a nice, relatively large, I think it's like 1.5 inch, 1.75 hole for the umbrella, and it looks pretty nice. And it's been out here all winter. It's been holding up decently. Here's another bench I built for my mom. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this table. You know, feel free to like or subscribe any of this if you want future tables, future products, anything.